going on, Dragon Ball Super fans? UnrealEntGaming here today presenting my official breakdown review and previews for Dragon Ball Super Episode 30 leading into Dragon Ball Super Episode 31 to Lord Zuno ask about the locations of the Super Dragon Balls. Now again guys, Episode 31 next week will revolve Bulma and Jocko going to go on ahead and meet Lord Zuno to ask about where the location of the 7th and last Dragon Ball is, of course pertaining about the Super Dragon Balls. Now Episode 30 guys, I do want to touch up on this. Now there were several things that were mentioned within this episode that were really interesting. Noted the fact that yes, this was mainly a flashback type episode. There were a lot of things that were mentioned that people should take into consideration given the fact that A, they mentioned something about fusion, and B, they definitely mentioned something about Oob. Even though Oob is not a part of the series as of right now, he was only shown towards the end of Dragon Ball Z. Oob was still mentioned within this episode. If you guys want to go on ahead and watch the episodes yourself, you got Kiss Anime, you got AnimeRush.tv, you have so many sources out there to go on ahead and watch Dragon Ball Super with. Again, Episode 30. Now, Episode 30 for me was kind of a letdown only because it was mainly a flashback type episode, whereas opposed to I wanted to see more development go on within the teams themselves. But on the flip side, however, we did get to see the recruitment of both Majin Buu and Piccolo, although we do know, according to Toyotaro's manga, that Majin Buu will disqualify himself, leaving an opening within that team. It kind of sucks because, again, I do want to see what Buu's able to do up against people like Hit and Kabe and Frost and stuff like that, Botamo. But, you know, as of right now, Majin Buu did agree. That is until he fails the test and disqualifies himself. So we get to see little snippets of Gohan fighting Piccolo, which was really awesome, by the way. I did want to see more because just the way they were fighting was very interesting, and it looked like Piccolo had the upper hand, and then Goku, Vegeta, and Krillin came along and they pretty much recruited Piccolo, and Gohan definitely wanted to be a part of the fight and a part of the tournament, but you know, Goku, his father, turned him down. He said no, and that pretty much devastated Gohan. Go back and watch the episode very carefully during that one moment because Gohan was walking around with his head down. At first glance, he was like, yeah, you know, I have hope now, you know, after what happened with Frieza, it gave me more motivation to continue to fight and stuff like that. But then after Goku spoke to him, it was like it broke all forms of like motivation that Gohan had to continue. I mean, needless to say, I do think that this is not Gohan's time yet. A lot of Gohan fans are like in uproar right now. They're just like, what the hell's going on? I do believe that Gohan will have his moment later on down the road. Guys, remember, we're only 30 episodes in. God knows how many episodes Dragon Ball Super will run its course with, but I'm pretty sure throughout that duration, Gohan will have his moment. So, here's the thing, right? Fusion is banned. Fusion cannot be performed within this tournament. I will make a separate video talking about that, but Vegeta pretty much told Trunks and Goten, who wanted to be a part of the tournament, that no, you are not allowed to because Fusion is not allowed in this tournament. Fusion is banned. Now, what if by some chance, right, what if there is a situation that plays out within the tournament that causes all the rules to break, which I do think might happen, which forces people to fuse, man? I mean, can you imagine if Goku and Vegeta had to fuse regardless of the rules because something greater was happening? Again, I do think it's a foreshadowing because fusion has been thrown around for quite some time now within Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, within Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, within the Dragon Ball Super arcs and stuff. If you think about it, fusion has been thrown around quite a bit. But as of this very point, right now, Dragon Ball Super Episode 30, there will not be any fusion because according to Vegeta and Goku, fusion is permanently banned from being used in the tournament and stuff. And that kind of, you know, bums out Gotenks because Gotenks was going to be an essential quote-unquote character, or at least Goten and Trunks wanted to, but you know, their father said no. Now as for Oob, now Goku did mention Oob, even though Oob as of this point, he has to be a child, man. This dude has to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, who knows when, because we get to see Oob participate in the final tournament within Dragon Ball Z, the ending of Dragon Ball Z, and he must have been roughly around, I would say, 10 to 15 years old at that. So remember guys, Oob is definitely, I mean, he is born, he has to be born as of this point, but he is still a toddler. This kid is still a child, and having Oob participate in this will not happen, nor do I think Oob will appear during any duration of Dragon Ball Super, maybe towards the very end, in which case, you know, it kind of raises a lot of questions if they're going to rewrite the ending of Dragon Ball Z, but I really hope that happens, because if they rewrite the ending of Dragon Ball Z and they change it within Dragon Ball Super, that would be gnarly. That would be really awesome, but of course, I highly doubt that, but I have my hopes. So Oob was mentioned very, very briefly briefly, the reincarnation of the evil Kid Buu, man. Like, that would have been so cool, but again, he would have been weak as shit. He would have been weak as shit. What the hell is Oob gonna do in this tournament? He would get destroyed. He would get massacred. He would get annihilated by Frost, Kabe, Hit, you know, Botamo, Magenta. Like, these guys would smash Oob. This guy would come back to his village with dirt. That's how badly he would get beat. So, you guys can kiss Oob out the window. You guys can go ahead and kiss Gohan out the window. Not unless, of course, they swerve all of us with some sort of re-entering with Gohan sneaking in or something. But again, it's a theory. It's not, you know, it's not something we should just dismiss right away. But again, episode 30 ran its course, and now episode 31, Jocko and Bulma are going to go on ahead to talk to Mr. Zuno about, you know, the Super Giant Dragon Balls and where they are. And that's going to be a very interesting episode because we get to see, you know, Jocko in combat, or at least he's confronting someone and whatnot. We see Bulma's there, you know, their ship is acting up. There's a lot of funny stuff going into this, but again, I just believe personally that next week's episode is going to be the final build-up until all the good things will happen, that being, you know, Botamo versus Goku, Piccolo versus Frost. That is going to be freaking mind-blowingly awesome. There are a lot of things, I believe, that are going to happen within the series thus far, at least going into more stuff. That's definitely going to be awesome, so a lot of things you guys have to look forward to on that. But needless to say, episode 31 will feature Jocko and Bulma looking out and searching for Mr. Zuno, and Zuno is going to be there, possibly telling them where it is. But again, I would say don't look too far into next week's episode and have high expectations, because again, it does surround Jocko and Bulma, and they're going to be going and paying Zuno a visit. But needless to say, guys, the new episode titles have been revealed for the next couple of weeks, and they are an absolute surprise. I'm going to make a separate video about that coming up next. I really hope you guys tune in for that. Pretty much, guys, Piccolo will fight Frost, and Goku will fight Botamo. So this is going to be awesome. Again, playing off with the rules of Dragon Ball, it's really interesting to see Botamo versus Goku, and then right off the bat, round 2 is Frost versus Piccolo. So what in the world happened to Botamo and Goku? Did they eliminate each other like simultaneously? Like, what happened? Like a double knockout or something? Because again, watching Frost and watching Piccolo fight is going to be so good, because again, Piccolo was the one that didn't really sense that much evil within him. So I'm so curious as to seeing the Emperor of Universe 6 fighting the once demon god, you know, the once demon king, excuse me, Piccolo, which is going to be awesome, because again, I do have faith in Piccolo. However, I don't believe that Piccolo will win, but I will discuss that in the next episode, guys. Again, episode 30 was very, very mellow. If you guys were expecting action, if you guys were expecting some over-the-top story development, it was not there. There was mere flashbacks. I would have to say episode 30 appealed to the casual fans. So if you guys are hardcore Dragon Ball fans, don't look far too into this episode, because again, you're not going to get much out of it. But episode 31 looks very interesting. The animation, I believe, got better. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree or not, but I would have to say that it definitely got better. But what are your overall thoughts on this episode leading into next week's episode? I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Once again, thank you all for watching. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you guys don't miss a single Dragon Ball update. If you guys enjoyed it, if you guys cannot wait to see what's going to happen next, if you guys cannot wait to see the new episode titles and whatnot, smash that like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Tune in for more, guys. I have so much updates for you all, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you all in the next update. Take it easy, guys. Peace!